Like,
we're not vodka people.
Do you know what? In my defense today, I actually thought that vodka was her drink, which was why I got the
Is
vodka.
vodka your drink?
Not
You're a
apparently
whiskey
not.
person,
She says
See?
she's into
I
browns.
could tell, yeah.
For her sake, I would have brought whiskey. Just for her sake. Me, I'm a vodka person.
No, I know. We know that you're a vodka
So,
person.
and I've-
that's why he's saying.
And I
Exactly.
realigned my life
You're
with
trying to
enjoying
recruit
vodka.
people.
Now that I've found vodka that I really enjoy.
Mhm.
So, not that I don't enjoy. Like,
But is this
I
the
can
one?
drink
I
vodka.
thought it was the pear one that you. Or is
Yeah,
that
I
Misco?
just decided to. This is a different one.
Okay.
Yeah. Vodka is the thing. Hi guys, welcome. Wow, this is my white shirt. It looks Peter. It's because you moved. This my white shirt looks weird now.
Moved. Well, too
You
far
moved.
away.
I think, and I think.
Yeah,
like,
you need to
I
be
think you
closer.
might be out. Of
Baby, come
Very
closer.
good. Bless you. Welcome to Accidental Discharge. Today we have.
Why did you name it that?
Wow, just jump right into that before
Right.
introductions.
Where does it take your mind?
Ejaculation. Why did you
I
name
figured
it?
that.
Why not? Why not an accidental shooting?
No.
No ejaculation. Yeah, premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was part of the idea, right? It was supposed to be something that made people think it could be multiple things, and it could really just be nothing. It could just be a name. But
Well,
like
thank
people,
God it's not a medical show. You think it was about pre-com or something?
yeah. So like accidental discharge, like it's whatever you think it is. Yeah. Please introduce yourself.
Wait, are we?
Recording, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. It's gonna be epic.
Oh. I feel like, have you ever watched that comedy, one of Trevor Noah's thing where he was telling a joke about an Indian terrorist, but like in a funny way. And then the guy is there doing things and he's like, is it done? He's trying to record a ransom video and he's like, it's done. They're like, it's on. It's like, okay. So it's funnier if you've watched it.
If I watched it,
Yes?
watched it, yeah.
Okay, so what did you ask me?
Tell us who you are.
Oh, okay. Hi. My name is Senator. I'm kidding. Titilope Adesanya.
Oh, welcome, Titi.
Thank you.
They call me Pete.
And Captain also. Titi,
I feel like I'm surrounded by superheroes. Captain Awesome.
I'm definitely a superhero. and Peter just has like multiple personality disorder.
Oh my God. Captain Awesome. Okay.
Captain Awesome.
Like I can assure you that I'm really out here saving lives. I'll tell you a real life story that happened to me on Tuesday. Or Wednesday. I don't. Days are blurry when you're saving lives.
Wow.
And there I was walking.
Oh my God.
There I was walking out of H Medics, and I see this guy who apparently was shoplifting.
What?
Yeah, and
Where?
they've
From
caught
H
him.
Medics?
Yeah, they're from H Medics.
Oh my.
Long and short is like I stopped to help him.
Why would you shoplift in H Medics?
I don't know why
Oh,
you
otherwise they were
shoplift.
going to what? Jungle Justice him.
Well, I mean, according to them, and this is an interesting policy they have. Apparently, if they catch you stealing, right, they make you pay. No, they make you pay for
what you
what
stole.
you're stealing 10 times the amount, and you don't get to go with it,
Nice.
right? So you pay for
That
it
actually makes
10
more sense
times the
than
amount,
beating you up.
and they still keep the goods.
But what if you don't have the monies?
Yeah, then you go to police station.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
So
the
who was
option.
this guy?
Just a guy.
From where about?
It's the
What
guy.
do you know?
It's the guy that used to buy brownies from.
Give me a pro.
So you know him.
I know him, yeah.
Oh my God. So
But like I also didn't have to stop to help him, right? I could have, and I began to regret him because like it was getting so long, and I was like, and the guy wasn't really helping situations. He was
Why
still
was
like,
he stealing?
you see,
Didn't he have the money or he has a condition?
that. I didn't delve
you
into
don't
that
know.
because end of the day, he actually did have the money on him.
so
He had the
moral
money
of
to pay for it on him. Yes.
So he just
He had the money to pay for it.
Yes.
So the moral of the story is, if you're a plug and you need help, make sure you give your guys discounts.
Does he give you discounts?
Man, he's giving me discounts.
He's giving you
He's giving me
discounts. Oh,
free.
you
He's
sell
giving me
out.
free brownies.
He's giving you
He's giving me
freebies.
free. He's giving me free
Oh, my-
cookies. Like during the lockdown, like that guy was like, and he's like, he lived
I
like
take that back.
He lived like 2 streets away from me, man. So like it was like so
Your name,
convenient.
I take that back. Charge them more, double. Premium.
Why?
They
But
have-
I stopped to
he's
help him.
stopping to help him
Did
because
you actually
he's been
stop to
giving
help?
you-
Yeah, I actually
Oh, I
did.
thought you
That's what he
said.
was
I thought you
saying.
said you just.
No. I said I could
Allowed
have,
him.
but like I actually just stopped. Like I got him and drove him home.
This
right?
whole story is
Okay,
about
okay,
how
okay,
he's a
okay, okay,
superhero.
okay.
There we go.
Oh, so you saved your supply guy.
Let's just say I saved a guy that was, you know,
I kind of think there was
this
some
was like
sort of
1 in the
selfish
morning
interest
too. So
there.
like, you know, like it's stressful for everyone. You said you sure what?
I kind of feel like there was some kind of selfishness in there.
No.
Because you're thinking, hell, where will I find the next good supply guy? I need to rescue this
I mean,
guy.
I haven't used him in a while, but like, no, I just, first of all, I just felt like,
I think it's a human reaction, no?
yeah,
It's just somebody you know.
I felt like he's an adult. Like, why would you get yourself into this situation?
So what
One.
was the
Two,
backstory? Did you ask him
I
like,
didn't
nigga, why?
So by the time we were leaving, I was already so pissed that
You just wanted to be
I
done
just let
with
it be
it.
done with it, right? Like, just didn't even want to have any conversation. The whole ride.
You were
to
quiet,
his
you
place-
were
yeah, I just like drove there, dropped him off, and like
Jesus.
went off because like people were out there trying to like contribute money to help him, and like he had the money, and I'm just like, and
So how did you find out he had the money?
because
So how much was he trying to steal?
it was about 665 or something like
What
that.
was he?
60
What
So it
was
was
what they're trying to get.
he stole like a block of cheese, which was like 5 something, and then like 2 random drinks, 1 small Ribena and like 1 weird
Just
drink.
doing it just for the thrill.
Maybe, I don't even fucking know. And you know, like he's there and like the policeman is there, everybody's talking, and like he's still aggravating the people that he's stolen from. And like I'm like, that's why he started getting to me.
Are
I'm
you
like,
sure
maybe
he
He wanted
wasn't
to go
like-
to thing. Loopy.
hi, he probably was. Everyone there was of the conclusion that he was
was
out
gone.
of it. But like still, you know, so I
Maybe
thought
he wanted to go to jail.
To
He was
jail,
running
maybe.
from something bigger, you know.
And then you fucked
You just
it up.
came and screwed it up.
I see what you're trying to do now.
I'm just saying.
I see
like,
what you're
hey,
trying to do. I saved his life.
Captain Awesome.
I saved his life because like I imagine like went to prison overnight. You know, it's not a good thing in Africa. Like it's bad. He will have suffered.
Have you ever
So-
been to jail? Can you admit that?
Oh, you have?
Like jail. I've never been
Prison-
convicted, but I've been
prison,
picked by police.
yeah.
Put
multiple
behind
times,
bars.
Did you
yes.
sleep? Did you sleep?
Never. I
Yeah.
will not risk it. What? Sleep?
You?
Have you been put behind bars before?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
But not behind bars, but like in that they are, you know, in their cell
Holding
where
cell.
yeah, holding cell, yeah. You know.
Holding cell at the back.
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Multiple times
Oh.
to be honest.
What? For what did you do? Weren't so awesome then, were you?
One time, that was
got it.
Interestingly, you are right. That was before I became a superhero.
Oh, origin story. I love this. Go on.
The first time I was like making out with someone in the car, and like they pull up and like
Where was this?
someone in Guarimpa.
Oh, what? So you're not allowed to do
for-
that?
It's like public.
Cops
That-
must have
it's
been
like
horny
public
as fuck.
indecency now. So like, yeah, you know, and
It-
they pull up and then like,
You were in a car though.
yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
were.
still in public
No,
because your windows are not,
no, you're in a car.
yeah,
Yeah, you're in private space.
in public.
Houses in public, but private space within the walls.
But they do. No, they do. They do. If they have a rule that you can't do that in public, in a car they will apprehend you.
And so they pull up, and then I, in all my greatness, decide that I'm just going to drive off. And so I take home. And then, of course, they follow me and like, they eventually block me, and it's like,
Oh my
yeah.
That makes it worse.
So you
Yeah,
weren't
that
even
makes
that
it
great
worse.
a driver as well. Oh my.
So that was
Oh
the
my.
first time. The second time was election period. So it was
Are you still in?
Two
Bali?
Kids,
No,
don't watch
this one-
Fast and the Furious. What you see on TV ain't shit.
this was like 3 cycles ago. So this was the one of Yaradua, I believe. So I was taking pictures at the
You were
pool.
alive.
What do you mean by I was alive? Were you not?
It just feels like so long ago. We had the sitting president that passed away.
We did, yeah. So I was taking pictures, and apparently we were not allowed to at the polling grounds, which I thought was weird, you know. But like the police said, they now came up and said, oh, you know, they were like, you're one of those people that want to now take you the pictures and create memes and put weird comments on the. So like they kept me there for a bit. They said I should delete the pictures and whatever. I'm like, sure, it's not that big a deal.
Why don't you spin it around and tell him you are in fact going to do the exact opposite because you love policemen and like your dad's a policeman and look,
yeah, but I don't tell lies. I also wasn't going to use it to make me.
You just told a lie now, by the way.
I don't know. Do you have proof of that?
Just be here.
Do you have proof of that?
Of you not telling lies?
That I just told a lie?
Yeah, of course. You just did now.
Do you have proof of that? How do you know that? Have you ever witnessed me telling a lie?
Okay, so while that's happening, hi.
Hi. So let's get into it because I feel like all the things we're talking about now have nothing to do with what we're supposed to be talking about today.
Oh, precepts.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Speaking of people who have passed away, good people. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
I don't know who the guy is, but I feel like I saw this story about him.
You don't think you should...
Did she have a look at her face when you said that? Yeah, she's
still staring at me like...
Yeah, because I don't think people actually women think that he's good people.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know him, so I've never heard of him till today.
I think he was a great guy, though.
Yeah?
What about him was good? Who is he?
Oh, you don't know him?
She does. She doesn't know the version of him that I know, I guess.
Who is he?
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, who's he?
He's some guy that gives relationship advice to men.
Is it the one that the white people were dragging on the show?
Oh no, those are douchebags.
So
oh yeah,
that's fresh and fit.
So
that's fresh and
he?
fit.
I don't know. So he's this guy who's male. What's that word? So he basically is kind of like a trainer, helps guys understand themselves better and basically helps people like deal with reality is what I'll say he is. Yeah, it's kind of like a trainer, like a personal coach. Yeah. You know,
life coach.
Exactly, like a life coach. So,
what did you say his name is again?
Kevin Samuels.
Oh, okay.
So
I've been seeing him all over the timeline today, but I don't really.
We're living in like a woke era, yeah, where people feel free speech should be abolished more or less. You know, everyone all of a sudden feels offended by a certain personal, honest, genuine opinion about something, and if someone tells you, "Oh, look, you're not special," you feel offended already. I think it's probably because most people in this generation, or at least this age, or 2022, have close to zero or poor sense of self, and it's very understandable why. Because this is the era of gratification, you know, Instagram, social media, where you post like a half nude picture of yourself or someone or something.
Shout out those who post
likes
nude pictures.
You get comments and everything. You know, so someone who comes and goes against grain and tells you, forces you to deal with reality, all of a sudden is a villain, and that's who I believe this guy.
What was
the
one view of his that you resonated with the most that you can remember?
Well, I think there's a recurring theme
Of?
Telling people they weren't special. No one is special, but the things you do is what makes you special. So don't think that you're better than anybody else. Don't think that because you're just female, you have tits, you have ass, you're young, or people are liking your pictures on Instagram makes you special. You're not. It's your contribution to society that actually makes you valuable. Until you have value, you're not special.
I don't even think it necessarily contribution to, well, not society on a large scale. I think, and I fully agree with the fact that nobody should feel like everybody is the same. We're all the same. We're all equal. What makes you special is your interpersonal relationship. You are special to certain people.
It's the value you offer to society, especially if you're playing that game called society.
On a large
That's
scale,
what
but
makes
like
you valuable
to the person next to you. So like, based on the relationship we have, you now become special to me. But if I know you and you're special to me, I cannot expect you to pop up here and Peter feels like you're special to him. Like, don't give a fuck about you. You're just another human being, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that narrative of, oh, people feeling like, oh, they are special, I feel like it's fucking up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
To be honest.
People have it so misconstrued. It's just, Elon Musk is not special, but his contributions to society, its advancement, you know, tech, it's what makes him valuable. And for that reason, he becomes special to society. to this society. If he was to go to like the jungle, to like the Amazon, he'll be absolutely useless.
Yeah.
No inherent value. It's someone who knows how to fish, hunt, and can, you know, keep you warm. So, you know, plant seeds and everything, farm. And that person will be the special person in that community. It's just that, basically.
Makes sense. I can't speak to Steven Samuels. Don't know
Kevin
him.
Samuels.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kevin Samuels.
See, that's how not specially used to you.
Exactly, see?
But I'm sure to some people, like the fact that you don't even know his name, they'll be like, they want to burn your house down.
Yeah, I just feel he was like a voice people tried so hard to like silence because he wasn't echoing the things they wanted to hear.
So I think also, it's almost like those boys too, right? The fresh and fit guys. I think also it's about how you're delivering your message. And sometimes people don't understand that.
Those two are pillocks.
And sometimes the problem is, again, with how, I always say this, the problem is how we consume the internet, right? Maybe those messages are not meant for some people that are hearing them. But there are people who are hearing them who is actually like his target demography and it matters to them. Like
people who have no sense of self.
I've never, it could be,
Have
but
you,
like,
have you actually
but like there are
listened
lots
to
of
any
people
of the episodes?
I've never, what?
Have you
Fresh and
listened?
Fit?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about Kevin Samuels.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying
fair
like
enough.
maybe it's also like in the delivery. So like there are people that also don't like him.
Well, yeah, he's brutally
Right?
honest. He goes straight to the point. Look.
And
yeah,
like sometimes
yeah.
That
not-
phrase, brutally honest, is used a lot of times to excuse
Bad
rudeness.
behavior, rudeness.
No, but he is brutally honest. He just
Is
goes
he
straight.
brutally honest?
Yeah,
or
he
can
disrupts.
be rude
You
sometimes?
see, there are lots of people like, okay, so you remember there was this time, I think a month or two ago, when there was this dodgy character called Tariq or something on Twitter.
Yeah.
That was- And you see, I tuned into a lot of those conversations, and I was almost tempted to go on and speak with him. The truth is, he was literally just phrasing and framing. Most of the people who were going on to either attack him or you know, engage in dialogue they were waffling. It's a very recurring theme in this part of the world. People just come on, they have audience. Lots of people derive pleasure in hearing themselves or knowing that there are people listening to them. They just diarrhea, nothing comes out. And you see, most of the time when he was talking to me, he would tell them, listen, go straight to the point. You're not saying anything, and he'll cut them off. People were literally getting
But
upset that he was
rude.
cutting.
Yeah.
No, calm down.
Yeah.
You see, there's something called cultural differences,
Yeah.
right? We will accept it because that is what we're used to. But in a place where, number one, you're suppressed, right? Because of your race and everything.
Yeah.
And you know that you need to just go straight to the point. Look, when I was growing up, even till now, like, I learned how to go straight to the point. You know, when I speak to my dad and everything, and he tells me, look, you have 10 seconds. What is it you want? Forget all this, I miss you. What do you want? What is it? Why are you calling me? And at first, you know, I'll think like, oh, this guy is kind of like a cool
Detached.
ass.
Yeah.
Until I grew up late and I you know, came to realize that it's actually like we waffle a lot. You're trying to communicate. The reason why you're speaking to someone is you're passing a message. Otherwise, you're self-sufficient.
But Peter, do you
right?
understand that there are many reasons why people may waffle, right? Some people may not be comfortable in speaking. Some people may not be, they may not be self-assured.
That's not your audience's problem.
I think like if you are, yeah,
there has to be a balance.
there has to be a balance, yeah. If you're communicating.
in people being able to listen and you being able to communicate.
There also has to be a balance in you realizing
That's what I'm
that
saying,
you're
there has
trying
to
not
be-
to waste people's time.
No, you see,
No,
everything
but-
cannot be clear cut for us, and that's been one of the issues or one of the current issues that we will continue to face for a while as human beings. I mean, I'm one of those people, like, if you're texting me work-wise, business-wise, get straight to the point.
Yeah.
But if we're having a dialogue, I'm a communication specialist. I understand that sometimes it takes, if you listen in the circles of what they're saying, if you are an actual communicator, you can decipher what they're trying to say. Like he said, not everyone. people that were on that, I didn't listen to one of that space.
Oh, I did.
I didn't. I was not. I'm not. I'm not engaging.
Yeah.
But I don't need to have listened to the space to know that people who were on that space don't necessarily. Most of them are not communication.
Absolutely not.
People.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how they're upset by what you're saying, or they
Exactly,
want to
so it's
engage with you.
reactionary, yeah.
They don't know how to
Express
what they're
themselves,
trying
yeah.
Absolutely
to say.
not articulate to start
And
with.
he doesn't sound like the person who is like, okay,
Has the patience.
let me exactly.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is generally in life, maybe not necessarily in that space, but generally in life, we need to find ways to balance it out.
Yeah.
There's times when I will not let you waste my time.
Yeah.
What do you want? Get straight to the point. Like literally, I have people, you call me and they're like, oh, how far? How is it's been a while? Yes, so how can I help you?
They just want to check on you, Titi.
No, they don't. They really don't. It's like, oh,
They want to beg you for money.
We can see, we can.
They want to ask you for urgent 5K.
No, nobody asks for money. Oh. Can you meet us GoFundMe, please? Let's not.
Titi actually does have a GoFundMe.
My name
No
is
lie.
Titi. Why do you pronounce my name
Like,
like that?
Titi,
Well, listen, Titi,
I
you
don't
should.
know. Sorry, I said it twice just now, and I
You
realized
need to
it
help
sounded
me
like-
set one up as well. Like,
Yeah.
I like the idea of having a GoFundMe.
But you
It's a
can-
very important.
Yeah, of course.
cause.
It is.
I mean, you're a young budding person. You have lots of projects, ideas,
Yes.
things you want. Like, yeah.
No, oh, this GoFundMe is for my lifestyle. I'm not.
It's just for her to enjoy. She and her friend
I'm unable to
live the way you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot afford the life that I deserve.
But I mean, you're a bringer of joy. You're a life of
That's
the
You
past.
understand? So people should be able to.
People should
give back.
Yeah, they should appreciate
Give
her for
back.
that.
Give
Thank you.
back.
Thank you. You
I
want
like
this
that idea.
energy?
I'll send you the link.
Pay for this
Oh, please
energy.
send it to me.
I will
yeah.
send
Seriously,
you
I have
I should contribute
We have
as well.
$300 now. We have $9,700 to go.
Oh, brilliant! And
Yeah.
this is like you actualize like your targets. You start it all over again, yeah.
We'll see when we get to
When we get to
10,000.
target, yeah.
We'll see if we feel
Need
like
more.
we might be okay with that. We will take it and move on to the next phase.
Oh,
Maybe
brilliant.
we would not be pitching directly to investors. There'll be no need to.
Angel
Now we're
investors.
crowdfunding. This is ground level.
It's ground level.
Ground level. But to my point
About
is that
communicators,
there
yeah.
are times when I'm not saying that I'm a perfect communicator because there's times that I'm listening to my friends talk about stuff and I know that I should listen, but I'm just like, bro, what are you saying? Like, what? And they can see it on my face because my face does not lie.
Yeah.
And you can see that they're trying to rush or try to figure out what it is. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Half the time they're just talking because they can speak. And you can see that they are even confused with the arguments and the points they're
That for
trying
me
to
is
make,
one
and it's
very
like,
important thing, that if I can see somebody trying to grapple with what they're trying to say.
yeah, it's like a notion.
Then-
Try and guide the
I'm
person.
done.
Yes.
No, but
Sometimes I try to do that. Other
Yeah.
times I'm just going to sit down and let you figure it out. Because I don't know about you, but it's happened to me quite a few times that when I'm saying something on the fly, I'm hearing what I'm saying, and the
you
answers
don't agree
are,
with it.
No, not necessarily
No.
that. I'm expressing an opinion
Yes.
that maybe is asking a question.
Yes.
But in expressing an opinion out loud, I realize what I am actually trying to say. Like, the answer is in my question.
In your question.
Yes.
So sometimes I'm saying something, but I'm actually just thinking out loud. And so when I've gone round and round in circles for a bit, I'm like, I literally, like, a lot of my friends have pointed this out to me. I will say stuff, and
And
at
answer
the
it
end
as well.
of it, I will have the resolve to everything I've said.
And
So there'll
then
be
the
no need
person
for anybody
is
to.
like, okay.
You make sense.
Straight.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Since you did that already, then there's no need for us to, like, okay. So sometimes that's why I'm saying it depends on the structure of the conversation that we're having. If it's a friendly conversation or if it's a dialogue where you have an opinion, sometimes they're listening to what you're saying and they're trying to form their opinion on the spot. Other times it's like, okay, it's like you come to me now, if you picked up the phone to call me, it means you have a reason. That's one different thing. If we're sitting down, we're having a drink, or like this, for instance, now, I can understand that there are times when you might need to go through two or three different loops to come to
get
where
to
you're
the
trying
end,
to go
yeah.
to. So I would understand that. So it really does depend. And I think that we hopefully, it doesn't have to be everybody, but I like to think that I will remind myself that in every situation to judge it differently.
Yeah.
I know when to tell you you're wasting my time. There's a time I used to I was in a mood. I pick up people's call and pretend like I'm Olivia Pope. Like, what?
That's so rude. Like, if you answered my call like that, I would probably
Try me.
end the convo.
Try me that you will never be that person anyways.
Thank you.
But if you were that person,
I hate phone calls.
that would
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
on me, like
Message
for no
you.
reason, you're just on me.
Yeah.
I could be
What she
messaged.
said, though,
I
but
could be
like, yeah.
messaged 5,000 times a day, and I'll be perfectly okay. Like, message me my dreams, no problem. But call me, oh, you are dead to me. Like, phone call. why?
So if your girlfriends or like whoever just need to call you and
Tell
they're
me,
dead to
schedule
you.
the call. Like, look,
Schedule
we're
the
No,
gonna
I mean
call.
like, so if somebody doesn't want to date you anymore, they don't need to tell you, they just need to call you.
Just to text
And
you.
then they're dead to you.
I'm not doing this anymore.
No, they
Send
need
me
to
an
just
email.
call him a few
Oh,
times.
okay.
And then they're dead to him because he just said, call me.
Oh
and
no,
then
but
he's
you
dead
see,
to
depends on how personal the relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. That's you see that you are actually
Sounds
getting
like
to my
nepotism.
point.
It's different.
It's
no,
getting to my
that's not nepotism.
No, it's
no.
a
I personally love phone calls. I don't even know how people
Because you
do
like
it.
speaking, like my jaws literally hurt when I.
Yeah,
You know the greatest thing that
those
happened
nice
to me,
smile.
like buds. Like just
Like,
being able to
I'm
have,
not
just being able to
trying-
have one in your ear
I'm
and
not trying
just
to
do
get
whatever you want.
wrinkles by the time I'm 70. You know
won't see
wrinkles.
them over
The
your-
people
under
who
your
talk
beard
too much.
anyway.
You see wrinkles. They talk too much. You don't need to say too much. You know. Life
Talking
is
about
easy.
people talking too much or
It's a
not talking.
continuity, but I'm gonna
Ray
remove this
J
bag.
had an
Oh
interview.
my God.
Who is Ray J?
Ray J, Brandy's brother.
Oh, that guy that had the sex tape.
Oh
with-
my God! I'm
Apparently,
dead. said
apparently
who is
from
No,
Ray
I
J?
his-
didn't know his name until the Met Gala, after the Met Gala
from
thing.
his utterances this week.
I keep telling people that Ray J is always looking for relevance.
From his utterances this week, it wasn't his sex tape. It was Kim K's
Yeah,
sex
apparently,
tape
yeah.
and her mom. Because from what he said, they arranged it, and it was just
A
an
willing
extra.
participant.
It was
Well,
an
good luck to
extra.
everybody. Like you can see, I don't know who it is. Don't really care about anything going on there.
So Ray J is the guy who had the
No,
sex
I know
with
who
the
he
kid,
is
right?
now.
And so he's now come out now to say that, hey, the release of the sex tape wasn't like a mistake, or it wasn't like someone leaked it.
It was intentional.
They had agreed to put it out there.
I hope
you
he
know.
got paid for it.
Well, I should
Apparently,
imagine so.
so that's part of what he said. He said
he
that he's
got
only kept quiet all this long because like
The
he's
money has
making
run
money
out
from
now.
it. Yeah. Yeah, no. Ray J is always just looking for
It's about
relevance.
money, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Not so much relevance. Money is a money-making machine.
What, the Kardashians?
No, Ray J, he's about money as well.
What
he
money
actually
does Ray J
really well.
make?
Oh, he does a ton.
Doing what?
He's so active in tech.
Is he?
Yeah, like he does a lot of drop shipping as well. He's doing really good.
How do you even know this?
What's
It's
drop
just
drop
shipping?
shipping.
Huh?
What's drop shipping?
You know, like where you manufacture stuff.
Someone
And
manufactures stuff.
so I'm using her as a case.
Okay.
You
I can manufacture stuff.
You manufacture stuff and you sell it like $5. I basically
Pick it up.
there's like Amazon. I have like
Yeah,
a
like
Amazon web front. I sell it for like $10 or $15. Yeah, but I link to your website. So when people buy from me, I basically order from you and then
And
deliver.
sell to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he does a lot of that, and then he also does OEM things. So they put
So
his name
digital
on the thing.
middleman.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it does really well. That amongst other things, media, rights, content, he does well.
Royalties from the sex tape. I guess so. I mean, I can't imagine.
Is it still streaming? It says live. I've never seen it.
I mean, it
What,
was
the sex tape?
it was
Yeah.
licensed by Vivid, so like if you go to their website, I'm sure you can still pull it up. And some people that want to get that Kim K fix.
Did you ever see it?
I did see it.
You?
Not gonna lie, I did see it. You never
So
saw
I'm
it?
doing no.
No.
never did.
Like, if in the last 3 couple different topics that we've gone through, I think there's a recurring.
That
Point.
you're not in.
I'm not
So
like
do you
if,
know what?
if it is not directly
So-
involving me
so maybe-
or something that brings value to my spirit, I don't care.
Yeah.
I genuinely I don't.
So
care.
what happened in the last week that you want to talk about?
Wow.
What was that?
This is going to be interesting.
I mean, we're gonna end up talking about you and what you do and your music business. But like, what's happened in the last week that
Soldier Boy
that stands out for me?
Should I check the internet?
Please.
I might remember.
Feel free to check the internet. How many
Why?
minutes
To
do you need?
reference the highlights of your week.
Is that Spotify for artists app
Oh,
on your phone?
yeah, it is.
Are you a Spotify artist?
I have artists that use Spotify. So
Oh, okay. So you have artists that
yeah, I have to monitor
Like you-
stuff. I have to
like
get their data.
you own a record label. You sign artists.
I wanted to say yes. I will do it at some point in my life.
Yeah.
But
You
I
can
feel like
start now, you know.
I honestly feel that no.
What?
Firstly, I like to do the work.
Okay, you're
You
an
can't-
operations person. Eh?
Yes, you can't own a record label. You can
You
actually.
can.
You can.
Exactly. I
and
know where you
do
were
the
going, but
work.
you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Gazi does that. My boss does that.
Okay.
He's the owner, but he's very involved.
He's the owner of.
Okay.
Empire, but he's
Okay.
very involved.
Okay.
But I think my point is, I'm not a very entrepreneurial person.
Why?
I don't know.
What
At least
makes
not
what
yet.
makes for an entrepreneurial person?
I do not like to run a business. I have a company, a creative agency.
Wisoko.
Yes.
There we go.
I've had it for maybe 5-6 years, and heaven knows, and everybody around me knows that I could have scaled it. Like there's so much opportunity, but I'm just like chilling. I'm just like.
So what is it about the business that you run away from?
I don't like stress.
Said.
So what is it that induces stress?
Wait, but what you currently do, doesn't it stress you?
It is stressful.
Yeah.
but
So
at
why don't you do
least
why don't you
It's
do?
different.
Yeah.
It's different. See, let me tell you, ne? You want to run your own business. Come on, let's be honest now. That's like a whole different level of responsibility and stress. You can't let the ball drop. Not because you don't want to do the job, but you just can't. And for the funny fact, actually, you're right that with what I do and all the other things that I do surrounding that, I also cannot let the ball drop. And so maybe I should transfer that stress to my own self, right? And do it for myself. I'm just not that. I don't know how to explain. I'm just not that person. I'm that person that you can open a business and say run it.
Do this. Yeah.
You're a good manager.
I will execute.
Okay, so what do you do for Empire? Tell us. So you have an Spotify artist app. Who are the
How
artists?
is that
you're
how you are using to get into this? Weren't you talking about something else?
And you said you were looking up something on your phone,
Oh,
and
yes.
I saw
I was
Spotify
trying to look
artists,
for-
and I was like, people would like to know about artistry, right?
I'm a project manager for Empire Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so I manage most of the artists on the Africa side for Empire.
Like.
On the label side, that is.
Yeah, like
Fireboy, Kiss Daniel, LAX, Benson.
Yeah, we're going to come to that. You're going to tell us what that was
Benson's
about.
the one with the funny spelling. name.
Yes, BNX.
His name is actually Daniel Benson.
Yeah, we get that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Benson.
So
Just a funky way to spell it.
We get
Y'all
that.
need to go find new ways to spell your name.
So he came out as
My name is dead. That's
Buju.
boring.
Why the change to BNXX?
Because Buju Banton, what do you call it?
Yes, clash of
trademarked
identity.
every
Buju.
derivative
Buju.
of Buju Banton.
Oh.
Yes. And so eventually he had to.
Oh, there we go. And
So
we've been
it's
we've been insulting Paul Buju. Like,
Why were they? Who was
because
it?
it didn't make any sense.
My
Yeah, but
people
you see,
suffer
he
from
posted- you know the funny thing is-
I feel like, and this is where we go. Communication. I feel like they're giving us perspective.
Research. He posted it.
We saw one
He
badly
posted-
written
He posted.
press release
He posted the video
of what?
of Buju on some interview actually
Buju Banton?
calling him out. Yes.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh wow!
Didn't see
So
that.
speaking of suffering, I don't think there's anyone suffering now more than female America with the laws that they just passed now,
About
abortion laws and all
Now
that.
that
is something that you're
is
into.
something
There we
that
go.
I'm into.
Very, it's what he said, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that she didn't get it initially. She was like, yeah.
I thought you were
and then,
like that's what he said. I'm
it's,
just repeating
don't
what
worry,
he said.
it's the thing that I do.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm an Office fan, so.
I don't even watch The Office.
Ooh, I am Pam.
I'm aware. I follow you on the internet.
I am Pam.
So yeah, in the US, Peter, please tell us. Tell us.
Another man.
Oh yeah, so the
Sorry.
Senate passed. Yeah, go on.
Titi, please tell us.
Yeah.
Say another man. I'm dying. I'm a feminist too, so like.
Oh,
Titi,
what does
please
it
tell
mean
us.
Wow.
to be a feminist?
What a black.
Should we go into that?
Oh yeah,
Or
if
should
we
we talk
went
ab-
into
or
that,
should we
you'd
go-
probably
or should we
be
talk about
upset
the
with
womb
me.
first?
I don't think women should be feminists, by the way, but go on.
Women are not.
Have a choice to be feminist.
Do you understand? Like,
I agree with that.
It should be
too.
men who should be
it's
feminists.
your life.
Exactly.
You're trying to survive.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
literally-
Yeah.
Boom.
It's like saying a dog should back.
Someone gets
Of course
it.
he's going to back.
Exactly.
Do you know what I was
You know,
watching?
I had
Sorry,
this-
just before we go too
Go
far,
on.
I was watching One Night in Miami. I watched it just today, and one of the guys in it said something. He was like, "Do you grieve? Do you expect a dog to give you credit if you don't like kick it on a certain day? Like if you are fighting for your rights to be treated a certain way, should people give you credit as the oppressor for acting as you should have acted?" So like it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like saying somebody is they're so nice for literally just being cordial.
Exactly. You know, so like I'm making a point that what you're saying, like women don't need to be feminists, right? Because like
it's redundant.
yeah.
It's the same thing as praising.
But they need to be
praising
because,
a
like-
present
No,
father.
they don't need to be. They are already by default.
Agreed, but they need to be
It's not the
as
same.
they need to be as a movement
Yes.
because
otherwise nobody listens. No?
there you go.
I understand that.
It's like saying like black people did not have to have a movement in America because they are black.
No.
They don't have to fight for.
No, that's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
No.
So the ideology of what you're saying is 100% right, but in terms of the literal, expression of it,
yeah.
it's the same way. When you praise a man for literally being present in the life
family
of
of
his
the child. Yeah.
right?
No.
Yes, but
It
you
is.
see it is.
It is.
The reason
No.
why it is he should be
Yeah.
standard.
No. I'll tell you
Or
why
he
it's
shouldn't
different.
be.
Okay,
No,
why
it
is it
should-
different?
no, I'm not. So I'm saying that's not ideal an analogy.
Okay,
It's not the same.
maybe let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
So the thing with that situation and the feminism situation is if people didn't call the men out, the deadbeat ones out, if there wasn't a movement, or if there was not a movement, that's because there's no movement.
It's fine. You can call it that. Yeah. Feminism is a movement. It is a movement.
Feminism is not about just that, but okay, one of those.
Yeah.
The point is, if there weren't loud enough voices actively and more importantly, intentionally pointing out an issue, I think that's where my thing lies, in the intentional, what I call it, banding together to demand for what should be the norm. But isn't.
Fantastic. Yes.
So, by virtue, I shouldn't have to be a feminist because I should. All of the things I'm asking for,
Okay.
technically speaking, if we were normal upstairs and in our hearts, I shouldn't
Normal,
have to
okay.
ask
For
for
those
it.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
why
normal is
I
also in the relative, but yeah, I'm listening to
When
you.
I mean
No,
normal,
I understand what you mean.
Okay.
You're fine. Go on.
I am actually. So
Shout out you,
If-
man. Because you're fucking gorgeous.
I am. Thank you. So now, if those things were not, if the situation surrounding all of the things that we're asking for decency or equal pay, or not to just be picked on and killed or raped or whatever,
Just to be treated the same way men are.
to be treated the way I deserve to be treated. I don't want to treat how you are treated, because I don't want to be out in the farm working. I don't want to do that. I want to be treated the way I deserve to be treated. I want to be treated like a decent human being.
Okay.
Except I've given you a reason not to.
What's fair?
Yes, I want what's fair.
As a member of community, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the only reason why feminism even exists is because that's not the case. So there now has to be an intentional movement, even if it's in one person. I'm currently, watching Outlander, right? And I'm very into the period pieces. And if obviously we all know a very reoccurring theme is seeing the progression of how things were done in those days.
Yes.
Compared to now.
Yeah.
And if there was not an intentional movement by the women and some of the men that were their allies in those days to step in, we would not be here. I would not be able to speak next to you.
So
I could not look at you in your face.
I'm happy that you said that, because this is where I want to interject. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with women being tagged feminists. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's okay. But it's ultimately redundant, and I'll tell you why. This is the analogy I was expecting to hear. So just like you see these Big Brother people that have fans, call themselves funny names, ninjas,
whatever,
termites,
same termites.
Yours would be Peter Pans.
Also Pans or whatever. Okay, so let us say Peter Pans, right?
Yeah.
So you have Peter Pans that love Peter, right? And then you now all of a sudden imagine that one of the biggest Peter Panners is not Peter himself. I'm a flipping fan of myself by default. Of course I love myself.
Yes.
Of course I want the best for myself.
Yes.
Before I think about anybody else. The same thing as feminists. You're a woman. Of course you want the best for yourself.
Yes.
Of course you want the best access to the best rights available for yourself.
Yes.
Feminism was designed by a man for men. It might be hard, might be a difficult thing to chew and ponder on, but think deeply about it.
Explain.
So it was to help men realize and come to the terms with the fact that there was nothing particularly special about them, and that they had to see women as equal. They had to agree and acknowledge the fact that women were perhaps even more special than. Do you know what it is to incubate another life?
Let's not use
you? No. I'm just saying to incubate another and like bring another life out of you.
Yeah,
like,
but Peter, do you understand why?
See women as just the same, like on the same, if not even higher than you. You need to see women as your equals.
But Peter, it has nothing to. Sorry to also interject, but like it shouldn't even be down to her ability to give birth.
It was an example.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you need to see women as equal as you because they are equal as you. Because they are born the same way as you. Because they come into the world the same way as you. Now, based on what you were saying, the thing, I was talking to someone recently and they were talking about, let's say, like, we're talking about Burna Boy, right? Now, Burna Boy, to some people, he's a great artist. To lots of people, he's not. People don't like Burna Boy.
That's
a lot.
Opinion.
Yes. Yes. But like you were saying, now Burna Boy comes out to essentially fight for himself.
That's fine,
right?
To opinion, yeah.
That's exactly what a female feminist is.
May
people
I also
that are fighting for themselves I
have no qualms with women being feminists and advocacy by women for feminism and everything. I'm just telling you that there are reasons why people can need to fight for themselves. Just because you may have other people fighting for you, if you are being disadvantaged because you are you can still advocate for yourself.
Okay, I feel like there's probably easier and better and clearer ways to make our point,
the
but
analogies.
It's not coming out.
Okay, so
I do want to say, I do want to say something though. What's up with my mic? Is it off?
Is it off? Come and check it now. No, come and check it. Don't worry. Come and check it. Give him.
Yeah, so you don't say something.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
When it's done.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Continue.
I want to say, you know
I
that
feel like I'm the only one drinking, but like,
No.
that's fine.
not every woman identifies
As a feminist.
as a feminist.
Say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you say that women, it shouldn't even be a thing for you to quote unquote be a feminist, as in it should be normal.
Normal, yeah.
Why that doesn't work is that there are women who, unfortunately, whether it's their orientation or cultural beliefs or whatever it is, they do see themselves differently.
Subordinates.
They see themselves
Differently.
differently.
That's my.
Maybe I'm gonna need you to explain how that buttresses your point.
Yes.
Because.
So my point is that feminism was not for women; it was for men to acknowledge women as so.
I'm so sorry.
So it's up to a woman to.
So sorry,
it's up to a woman. It's up to a woman. It's up to a woman to look at herself.
Something that is supposed to help our cause is now about you guys.
Feminism has always been about men.
Well, everything is apparently about you guys.
So what's okay? So let me ask you this one question: what's the end goal of feminism? Boom.
What's the end goal of feminism?
Exactly. What is the whole point?
So
what's it supposed to achieve?
I think the start and end goal is the same.
What's it supposed to achieve? Come on,
Equality.
tell me. Between who and who?
Men and women.
To give
Fantastic.
me peace of mind.
Fantastic.
Peace of mind
So
is
it's
generally
directed and
generally
driven
up
towards
to
you.
you and the men you choose
So
to associate with.
So no,
Not really.
no, it's fine.
Even
So
women don't give us peace of mind.
So it's directed and driven towards whom?
Me. It's for me.
Women, yeah.
You might be in the way
It's
of
for
what
you.
belongs to me.
It's for you, yeah?
Yes.
But it is directed towards whom?
Why you might feel like it's directed
Directed
to you.
towards
No,
whom now?
you cannot try to twist my
I'm not-
words.
I'm not
but that's what you're
trying
trying
to.
to do.
I'm
You're
neither
trying to
twisting
make
nor
me
trying
give
to.
you an answer that fits what you want to hear.
No.
What I'm saying is, you might say that feminism is directed at you, but it is for me. You are standing in the way. The
Yes,
only reason
the primary
I agree
benefactor-
with you that
The benefactor of it
the
is
reason
women.
feminism
Yes,
existed.
of course it
I'm
is.
not even understanding this argument, because you're saying essentially the reason feminism exists is because you guys decided to be dickheads. So now
No.
you guys
No one
also
is
now
saying that.
created it
No.
doesn't, wait.
No.
You guys decided to be dickheads. Then you guys now also created something to help yourself not be dickheads to me.
Kind of.
No, that's the point.
Kind of. But like
You guys decide. Nobody made you dickheads.
Nobody
So
decided to be a
so
dickhead.
wait.
It's like this. It's like men are brought up in a certain culture, yeah.
Yeah,
where
but
they're
who brought them
competitive.
up in that culture?
Women apparently. So yeah, because fathers care no less. Fathers care mostly about their wives and even their children. They don't give a shit about children so much. They're more concerned about themselves and their partners, and that's about that. It's the mothers that actually care about their children.
You know what?
They're the ones
You're
who nurture
actually
children
right.
and everything.
You're 100% right.
So
It's
when
our
you say,
fault.
yeah, so when you say this,
He didn't say that.
No, I'm actually serious about it. I'm not saying it in a sarcastic way. He's right that it is the woman's fault that we allowed you guys to get to the point where you felt that you could trample upon us and it'd be fine.
No.
We allowed it. No, we did. We saw you go and do things that physically looked better than what seemed like we were doing at home. And so we exalted you guys. We saw you go out and hunt. And we thought that because that's what we saw with our physical eyes, that had to be the height of it. That had to, like, the fact that he would go out in the day and sweat and bring back an entire lion, he has to eat the biggest piece of that.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But then that now translated into other things that were not necessarily the direct relation to that.
Yeah.
That now also meant that
Peter, hold on.
because
Let her
I
finish.
thought that when you go out and you kill an entire beast, that apparently I'm not sure that I can do that, because like I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to change a bulb if I can afford for somebody else to come and do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. It's not in my nature to stress myself.
Pay for it, yeah.
The difference, I think, is in the comprehension at the time of the women who came before all of us, right? In that they did not know where their power lied. They were only comprehending to a very small instance what they could see. Outside of what
Their
they could
perception.
see, yes, outside of what they could physically see did not matter. And the man, let's be honest, rules in the physical world because
Yes.
he is very physical.
Absolutely correct.
So all we saw was what was physical. Beyond that, we were unable or we refused to grow and to allow ourselves to see beyond that.
So I think, yeah, sorry to
Yeah, no,
to
it's
cut
fine,
you.
it's fine.
Yeah,
It's sure,
I
it's done.
think, yes, there are lots of gems, nuggets in what you have said, golden nuggets in what you have said. But I think what it is about those
Nice
women,
cereal.
what it is
Golden
about
nuggets.
those women is that, what it is about those women is that they opted to play a different game. These women were extremely cerebral. They were not physical.
As they should have been,
Yes.
as their original
Women,
state.
women are inherently smarter than men. Take it. Or
I don't
leave
agree
it.
with that. but continue.
They're a
Take
step
it-
spiritually higher
Take
than
it,
men.
I
leave
don't agree
it.
with that,
They're-
but continue.
women are brutally clever. They've got bigger brains than you. That's why they're always hungry.
I'm dying because it's like factual. Women always want food.
If you see a woman who is pissed off, give her food and she'll smile.
I am hungry right now.
See, that's
I'll
why.
get you food.
See, she'll smile. No, but that's not the point I'm making.
No, because I'm trying to understand. Because my
So
Do you know,
to come
wait,
back,
wait,
to
wait,
come
do you
back
know
to
what's
the
so funny?
topic.
Because she cannot even argue it because like...
oh no, I want him to make his point
think
because
you think
what
women
I'm
love food?
what I'm trying what my argument is not in direct confrontation to what he's
Yeah,
saying.
of course it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so to bring it to a thing, it's this. It's I don't want to say woke men. It's guys who can clearly see what is happening, and imagine it. There was a race and people were, and it's like, oh, you're stronger and da 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 da. You have a lot more opportunity and everything because you're more daring. Da, da, da. You turn around and you say, listen, we are a society, and the society isn't just men; it's women as well.
Yeah.
Just because of XYZ, you can't just leave them. Look, we are all this. We are all halves of a whole. You can't just, because we're at the forefront, you can't just abandon and just leave them and feel like you're superior. They are just as important as we are. Bring them, like we have to be on this thing together. It's a do you get what I mean? It's like,
No, I do.
yeah, like
Can I-
they will hand the baton to you and you pull and push it to the next. We are all the same.
Sorry,
or equal.
can I just say something?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you want to talk.
So that's
So
why I
I
say
think-
it was for men. It's for men.
I think, so like, she spoke about women in the past, and like, I always talk about it. I always talk about how society and culture is meant to change and evolve. The problem is that lots of the time, like, people hold on to traditions beyond the time when they're meant to have evolved past it. There was a time where women were okay just being at home. And like she said, with the ideology that they could not do the things that men were
I
doing.
don't know if that's true.
Oh, no, definitely.
I mean, there are lots of people who were okay just being, fucking hell, bro. Look, if you give me the opportunity, I'll be a house husband.
Definitely, even me. That's not the
You know what I
point.
mean?
But that is the reason why you're even able to think about that is because you're in 2022. In 1857, nobody was able to think like, oh yeah, I just want to be a house husband.
You had to earn a living and stuff.
There we
right?
go. So my point, the thing is, women were able to the situation in that time conditioned them to feel like this is where they needed to be, and this is where the man needed to be. Now, times have evolved. And I say this thing to people, even like when we're talking about religion and
I think
Christianity.
women were poorly treated back in the day.
Of course, they were. They've
Worse
always
than now.
been poorly treated. That's not the point. I talk to people about this even when it comes to Christianity and the things that people read in the Bible. I'm like, in that time, there were probably reasons why women were relegated to certain positions and certain activities.
I think most of the men were afraid of women. That's what it is.
Whatever it was, I don't know. I wasn't there. But as time grows, you realize that you have to change how you interact with people. Now we're in a time where, and I talk to women about this about even sex, the idea of fornication. Back then, the idea was that a woman didn't have an identity of her own. If you were a woman in Bible times, you either belonged to your father or your husband. If your husband died, you are going to his brother. If you don't have a brother, you are going back to your father.
Jesus, they traded women
You
like
had
bitcoins.
that exactly. You had no identity of your own as a
exactly
woman
what I mean.
because in that time women didn't work. So the idea and the idea of sex in that time was for reproduction, at least as much as the Bible teaches it.
Jesus Christ, so women were like
So
cattle.
if you are going to be having sex to have a baby, who's going to take care of that baby? It cannot be you, and you cannot expect it to be your father.
I'm happy
So
to
you
be
have
alive.
to be married to do that.
Yeah,
because if you look at the
2020.
Bible, you never really see where men are castigated for having sex outside of marriage. It's only women. So there were times where that was looked at that way because of how the society existed that way. Now you have women like Titi who have jobs, who have income. They can have a child on their own and raise the child on their own. So those things don't apply to now. And over time, that's why
Look, there are so many assholes and dickheads that exist right now. Probably more chauvinistic than they ever were in the history of everything.
But that's irrelevant to the choices that women now have.
Oh my goodness.
The point
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This is like literally like living in
Bondage.
literal hell right now, to be very honest. Because firstly, may I just say that all of the conversation about feminism being created by men,
I don't agree with that.
I would want to just throw a spanner in the works
Go on.
and say to you that unfortunately we don't have any data to prove anything that you're saying or anything that I'm saying.
Yes.
But
We don't know who
I
started
can
feminism.
bet you that a woman pointed
Started
out
feminism.
to a man
Yes.
that that's not okay.
Yes. I agree with you on that. I
He
agree
very
with that, yeah.
most likely did not. He could not have. Look, there's no that.
Right.
There's none of that looking back to say, "Oh, why am I leaving them behind?" It's not true.
Peter,
He
use
didn't-
the same
Let me
analogy.
finish. No.
Sorry.
No, none of that now.
I was going to say use the
I'm
same
upset
analogy
now.
about black people, but like
No, I'm
continue.
upset now. No.
Oh, you're upset.
There's none of that looking back to he's not,
Times.
no, we're looking back
Yeah.
at whoever he's leaving behind.
Yes.
When somebody is comfortable and everything works for them, until something does this,
Exactly.
they don't know.
They don't know. Yeah, that's what I
not
was going to
because,
say.
for the most part, it's not necessarily that
So it
they
would have
don't
to be
want
true.
to
It
know.
would also have to have been true that it was the woman who did that. It could have been a man. And
What I am
No, but that's
saying-
why she said like
what I am
there's
saying
no
to you,
evidence to
the
show
reason
who it was.
why,
Yeah, there's no reason.
the
There's no
reason-
evidence to show otherwise. As well, I agree with you.
the reason why,
It works
as
both
far as I'm
ways.
concerned, it could not have been a man because it worked
For
for
men.
him.
Yeah. But
The
that's,
only
but that's
reason-
you. But that's you assuming that
That it works
that
for him.
no. That's you assuming that no men have empathy.
Yeah, but so I was going to say that the only situation where anything might have a reason or arose or whatever the correct language is in a man without any, excuse me, without any there's a word for it,
Something.
without anybody prompting him.
That's not true. I'll tell you why.
What's not true? I have not even
know.
made my point.
Okay, go on. I was working based on the last one you made.
No, I'm saying that the only reason that the only situation I can see where, and which is where I'm commenting on his thingy of empathy, is that a man in close proximity to a woman who had a voice, who was comfortable enough
Yes.
with
To allow
him
have a-
to
Okay.
allow her
show
a voice.
herself.
Okay.
But he could see that when she was with anybody else but him,
Okay.
he couldn't see the her that he knew.
Okay. So let me disprove or let me. So there was a point in my life when I was growing up, and this woman was danger mouse. She knew how to hide herself. But I found her, and I saw my mom crying. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the second time. And at that point, I swore to myself, I'll never make any woman cry.
But isn't that what I just said?
No. Hang on. Nobody prodded.
Nobody needs to prod you. An experience.
Hang on.
All right, sorry, I apologize.
Hang on.
Go on.
I didn't know why she was crying. She didn't talk to me. I was a child. As far as I was concerned, I was too young to understand. I didn't know. I didn't care.
As far as you were concerned?
Yeah, I didn't know why she was crying. I cared. I asked why. She wouldn't tell me.
But you sensed, no.
He was a child.
If you want to know, you don't need to have to remember the details.
I had conclusion that look, I'll never let anyone.
You don't want to see that happen.
No. I'll never let woman cry.
Wow, you can help it.
No, on my behalf.
Because of you.
I'll never be the reason why. Yeah, obviously.
That didn't work out.
I don't know. Like I've
That didn't work out.
I've never
story.
made anyone, put anyone in that situation, intentionally or anything. I haven't, and I will still always fight against that, obviously. But you see, it doesn't take some woman or anyone else to have to talk to me about.
You're taking what I'm
or
saying
do whatever.
literally.
Okay.
When I mean prod you, an experience prod you. I'm saying, for instance,
yes, but that's life now.
But that is what we're saying.
Yeah, but that's life.
You don't just sit by yourself.
There are lots of men
and
that have seen things happen to their mothers or their sisters or their
But
wives.
that is exactly my
and decide,
point.
look, enough of this. This is madness.
And he would not have done that.
And then he starts beating up his fellow men and says, listen, this cannot work. It will not work. We must be this.
He would not have done that on his own.
Yeah, of course.
That literally is my point.
No.
That's my point.
So he may have done that, but it's unlikely. Because the truth is...
Jesus.
The truth is...
You don't know this, Tara.
Yeah.
Don't say it's unlikely.
I said unlikely. That's why I said he may have, but it's unlikely.
Yeah,
because the truth is that when you are in a position of power, when things work for you, you're unlikely to change.
Until you're shown differently.
Yes.
And so the truth is that we're saying so many different parts, or like we have different parts of a puzzle, and if we only just picked it all out together, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
What we're saying is, y'all are trash, have been.
That's not what I'm
That's
not what I'm saying. I'm not trash.
She needs to finish.
What's going on?
She needs to
That
finish.
just felt like what I should just put there. That just felt like what I should just put there. No, for real though, for real. I think that what we're all saying is every human being has the ability to be discerning.
Yes, agreed.
But let me paint a picture. If I put you on this table, it's very comfy. You have everything you need here. You have a pillow. Maybe I put you in a deep sleep. So you're not feeling any stress. You're literally like in the happiest state you could be. What you don't know is I've chained you to this table, but you can't feel it because you're comfortable. The minute that wears out, for whatever reason, some experience or whatever, you just, maybe you try to, then you feel that you are not as comfortable as you thought you were because you tug out of it and their chain's holding you. That picture for me has always been a very direct, or will I say clear picture that I use to discern that if I left you in that state, if you never came out of that deep sleep, or if you never felt uncomfortable, there would be no reason for you to try to get out of those chains.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Please.
What's the absolute goal of feminism? Absolute goal.
Equality.
Okay, between who and whom?
Between men and women.
Okay, who are the ones who are defaulting right now?
In my
Who are the ones who are defaulting right now?
I think everyone is.
No,
but
please be brutally honest. Who are the ones?
I think everyone is, but I think
Who are the ones defaulting right now?
When you say right now,
It's a simple question.
when you
Who are
say
the ones
when you say
defaulting
right now, it may be women.
Jesus, defaulting.
Yes.
Who are the ones at fault?
So when you say right, that's what I'm saying. When you say
As
right
far
now,
as feminism is concerned,
when you say
who are the
right,
ones at fault?
when you say right now in this very moment, it might be women, but
Are you high?
historically,
How can it be women?
Historically, up to this point, it's men. And I'll tell you why. And I'll tell
At
you why.
which point
I'll
have
tell you-
women?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I say women, right? Because like with the movement and why sometimes I have a problem with how the movement is going is that
Jesus.
we're almost reaching a point, and it's almost the same thing that we have with like the LGBTQ group, right? We're reaching a point where men are now becoming almost disadvantaged because we need to find that balance.
Oh my God, no. I disagree.
So you asked me a question, I answered it. You
Yeah,
can disagree,
yeah.
and that's fine. You can disagree, and that's fine. But like,
I don't see how men
I've worked.
disadvantage us.
Let me tell you why. Because you have a lot of programs.
Or
You have a lot
disadvantage,
of. You have like a
sorry.
pro. You have a lot of programs. You have a lot of effort that's put into trying to balance the
You mean
system.
in the West, not
Even
everywhere
in
the world.
Nigeria. I worked with someone.
In Nigeria, like where?
Even in Nigeria, there are lots of programs. There are lots of. There are lots of
Nigeria is extremely brutally. See, look,
Peter, I'm not telling you that.
Nigerian laws hate women as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm telling you that because of the lot of effort in trying to bring up women, there's kind of like an imbalance against men now.
How?
Listen to me now. So you can find a lot of
Nigerian laws are Satanist.
forget about it's not just in the laws. You can't just focus on the laws alone. I know that the laws are they are sexist. I agree with that. I know that. But you have a lot of programs, you have a lot of effort being put into preferential treatment to women.
Like
and that in itself creates a disenfranchisement to men.
a net disadvantage.
So then you ask me in the moment. That's why I say.
Like
if
what?
you're talking about,
Like give me an
that's
example.
why I ask you. That's why I ask you. If you're talking about right now in this moment, is it different from historically?
Oh my God.
Now I do not disagree with those those programs, because there's a need to find that balance. There's a need to find that balance, which is why those programs exist. But if you have programs that are saying that, oh, we're only accepting women for this role or for this or for this, that is also creating an imbalance.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. I understand where you're coming from.
That's what I'm saying.
My point
So
is
you're talking
this.
about in this moment.
My point is this. I believe feminism is a very good cause.
Of course, I agree with that too.
Men and women should fight for the cause, yeah?
Yes.
Women definitely, obviously, it's their right. I mean, it's about them. They should acknowledge and endorse it. But more importantly, I think men should be the ones to, like, you know, to understand what it means, understand why it is important, and to also drive it as well and encourage more women to actually drive it. So when I say it is targeted towards men, it's because the end cause is for men to acknowledge that, and that's the target is for men really to know that, look, you're equal. There's nothing special about you.
Yes.
You're just as equal and just as special as exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. We
all get that. But where we're at is that you said women should not be feminist. The thing is,
I never said
I
that.
didn't say that.
I never said that.
you said
No.
okay.
They said it should be normal. It's not necessarily.
Yes, we're saying the same thing. But like, why I'm saying that like that
No,
is
we're
that why I'm saying
You
that
know
that
what
is
I
that
think the problem is that we're
we're talking
speaking.
about womb.
We're speaking English, and
Instead of Yoruba.
English is a very confusing word. What do you call it?
Language.
Language. But I meant that as I was being sarcastic,
I know
but
you
not
were,
really.
yeah.
In the end, right?
I'm drunk.
We haven't scratched the surface of the actual problem.
This is about
What
the
would
whole
you what would you say?
Samuel's thing.
Sorry, wait. Titi, what would you say is the actual problem?
Jesus.
Let me be honest with you.
Yes.
I'm not interested in discussing in
Detail.
deep length or detail, yes, what I think the problem is. And my reason is is multi-phased. It's not a literal problem. It's not just a physical problem. And every time I say it inherently is a spiritual problem, I don't mean that you're village people. That's not what I mean. I mean that we are human spirits. Ne? The problem is not physical. The problem cannot be solved with words. The problem cannot be solved with intellect. And there is where the problem has been, is that we comprehend this much with the intellect. The intuition gives you this much.
Sure.
But we're not listening to the intuition. Because if we're listening to the intuition, I'm not supposed to be having this conversation in the first place. No, I'm good. We're not supposed, like it should, when I said normal in the beginning about how I think if we were normal, we would be we wouldn't even need to be here. Is that if we all at every point in time, everybody, every individual human being had an intuitive perception that was sharpened enough that they listened to,
and they knew there was
there
nothing,
would be no actual need
for this whole
to
talk
get
conversation
to the point
where
you are
creating
taking something from somebody that you should not be. Because you know innately that it's wrong.
Yes,
you know.
I agree with you.
And so every time these conversations come up, I have a problem, making a clear point, because when we're trying to have the argument from an intellectual point of view, I can never fully paint a clear picture. And when I said that women, it's our fault, we're intuitively sharper than the man. Because when you see how in the physical world,
you're more attuned to I get that part.
The man is more physical. He's more here. He's more black and white. The woman is a little bit more discerning.
Of course,
And in almost every situation, she could see things differently.
More situations than otherwise.
She could also, and why I say it's also a very spiritual thing is, she could not only see things differently, if she understood what that meant for her, she could literally change the course of the entire creation without needing to lift a finger. But she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. But then even for people who might know, I don't have a complete comprehension of how to even fully achieve that. Because of all the other things that we've now put in the way that are now obstacles.
Exactly.
Because we've mixed the intellectual with
and confused and like disrupted.
It's like somebody said something, it was about artists though. They were like, I'm trying to tell artists how social media is a tool. You are supposed to use it. It's not supposed to use you.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it was a tweet and Eze reshared it on his story. And it's the same thing with the intellect. The only reason why every time, even a political conversation we're going to have now, I will have a point where I will come to because the intellect can only go so far. And because we've put the intellect as the first one, as the one to, then we get to a point where we hit a wall. Because then we don't have the words to explain what we know innately. We don't have the words to explain it because the intellect cannot comprehend all of it. But we've put the intellect in charge, so good luck.
Good luck.
Like honestly,
are you a spiritual person?
Yes. Very.
Yeah,
not religious though.
I can tell. Yeah, it's two different things. People don't.
Yeah.
You're not. What's the word?
It's not about whether I'm a Christian or a Muslim.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was saying that
I was very articulate when I asked the question. I did. It was extremely intentional.
Okay.
None of it. All of it. You know, I was saying how we all have different pieces of the puzzle, and if we only put it together, we have a perfect.
It's the same
picture.
thing as religion.
Yes.
It's different.
Literally the same thing. Because the Hare Krishnas, and you know how you said something about back in the day, and how traditions and cultures need to change. It's the same thing with religion. When Muhammad went to his people, everything was tailored for them. But then they've taken that over years and have made it,
I think
whether it was tailored for them or for anybody else.
I think lots of people confuse the excerpts and the recordings of culture for religion.
For religion, yeah.
Same thing in the Bible. Same thing
yeah.
In the Quran. You know, most of those records are more cultural than they are religious.
Yeah, exactly.
People can't tell the difference.
Exactly.
You know.
When Krishna came to his people, his teachings were for them.
Yes.
But then they meet somebody from a completely different upbringing. But if you don't see things the way they see things, you have to be wrong.
Yep.
So I really, to be very honest, I don't engage
In
in religious. This I can count how many feminism conversations I'm getting involved. I'm not having it because we will hit a brick wall.
I know.
And this
Jesus
I don't
wasn't Christian,
I
so
don't
why
have
should I
this. I don't have this. Doesn't happen often where I'm able to articulate what I'm trying to say from a spiritual standpoint, and people get it. It's like what? And then I'm just like, you know what? Never mind.
And that's the thing, because like, I don't want to speak about other religions because what I know is Christianity, right? That's what I've always been. And like, I always tell people, like, your religion, Christianity, is a religion of love, and love is acceptance. You're not meant to judge or condemn other people, whether or not they believe what you believe. What you've been taught. Fuck, my laptop has gone off.
That's a major loss.
What you've been taught, and what you've been encouraged to understand is that you should love everyone.
Yeah.
Not just the people that believe what you believe. Not just the people that agree with what you say. Everyone.
You know, if we even want to go down that line, people's understanding of what love is very skewed.
Is it skewed?
I think because people's
It's incomplete.
How many humans are there?
Incomplete. I don't
How
know.
many humans are there? 7 billion?
7.5 an hour.
There
Probably like 8.
There's 7 or 8 billion different definitions of love. It's just as diverse as your fingerprint.
No, but
Okay, no, I don't mean expression of love.
of love.
It's the same difference.
It's
definition.
not actually.
I said definition.
The thing is, people's
Your expression
idea of love
is
most times
dependent on your
is selfish.
definition.
It's personalized.
Okay, let me
Exactly,
explain
it
what I
is.
mean.
It's fundamental. It is. It should be. It's how it is.
I don't think your.
Oh my brother.
I don't think you should look at love as.
I'm telling you,
as a benefit to me thing.
It's not that. But look, the way you define it, the way you understand it, the way you interpret it, is just as unique to you as your fingerprint.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Okay,
So it takes someone to understand how you interpret it to connect with you deeply on that level. That's why you have that's what that inherent meaning of what's your love language is. Forget all the nonsense people talk about sharing gifts and everything.
I think love language.
It is unique. It's based on your experiences.
No. I think love language.
And that's unique.
I think love language, how you want to be loved, that's your love language, is different from what love is.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
so.
That's why I'm telling you that your definition of love is unique to you.
Well,
how you've defined it, what it means to you.
It may be because everyone would describe it differently, right? Or maybe describe it differently.
Always, yes,
but
they
I
will.
think that if you look at love not from a personal, from a receiving point of view, even when people talk about love language,
there is no universal definition of love.
No, there is not.
There can never be.
But there is a universal understanding of love.
What?
There is a universal understanding of
there
love.
There is a universal understanding of the existence of love.
We're saying the same thing.
May I?
No.
You may. You said no.
I will take it even if you refuse to give it.
I was talking about him, not you.
You were talking to me.
Okay. When I said that
you
people
put it where you want to put it.
Understanding.
It's what she said.
Edu legend. Please go.
Yo. When I said people's understanding of love is skewed, I think I meant to say incomplete. And the reason I say that is, for most people, this might not be you, but for the majority of people, when you say you love them, that means that they can do no wrong, that means that you will always be there. That means that you will do everything for them.
Assumptions and all that.
That means that you
entitlement.
He's receiving.
Yes.
What's in it for me?
Now, the moment you say to somebody, no.
Yeah.
People don't associate
It's
the
like deal
word
breaker.
no with love.
No sense of self.
People don't associate the word. I don't like this.
Are you okay?
Well,
You want to go lower?
no.
Baby, go lower. It's closer, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
people don't. Yeah.
people don't associate the word love with
Okay.
Associated with what being.
Yeah.
with being stern.
Okay.
They don't associate it with being fair.
Yeah.
Because
I like that you chose that word, fair.
Yeah.
yes, they don't associate it with being just.
Yeah.
Fair and just.
Everything is supposed to
To
work
benefit them.
in the
Entitlement.
favor of the person that you
Entitlement.
love.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
The translate.
But
yeah.
in
the
truth,
pretense, yeah.
when you, and the reason I came from that point of view is when you say that Christianity is a religion of love, what most
It's not
Christians believe is that.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
That's
the problem.
exactly
what
that's
I'm
why I
saying,
said
yeah.
it's the interpretation of it,
Yeah.
it's the understanding of it. Because what most Christians believe is that the fact that you've told them that their creator loves them is that they can do no wrong before him. If they said, and that's how people act in their relationships.
I see what you're saying, yes.
The minute that you say, the minute that they say, oh, but I'm
Gems.
sorry, but you love me though.
Titi.
This thing you said,
I see.
this thing you said, I
Boom.
spoke to 2 people about it.
Hey.
And I was like, for me, and like, for all my life, for like 21 years or so.
We're gonna know how old he is.
For like
Lies.
for like
What do you mean all your
for
life,
like- for like-
21 years?
For like 21 years.
Please add the remaining 10.
How long did it take this dada to grow?
21 years.
For like 21 years, right, I was a company man in a religious company.
Man,
I was there
I
working,
love this.
giving myself, doing all I have to do, right, to promote that company, right?
This was actually a good mix.
See? I
You
told
know,
you.
And then
You're a believer now, aren't you?
I realized at some point that,
I'm a believer.
and I realized that at some point that
Connoisseur.
keying into someone else's ideology and someone else's campaign, more or less, is not what Christianity is about, right?
Keen into someone's ideology.
Someone else's, right? Yeah, because when you're a company person, when you're a worker, when you're in service to someone else's company, you're keen to someone else's ideology.
Of course.
That's what
yeah,
you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking to 2 people about this week, and I was like, a lot of times, as Christians, the way we understand faith is that things are always going to be good. But the truth is, if you understand faith, is that things are always going to be as God has intended to be. And that may not be good for you.
Things are always going to be exactly as you deserve them to be.
I don't even believe people deserve anything. Because
When I
believe
mean
that
deserve.
because I believe that if you deserve something, it means that I do A, B, C, and I must get B.
No, but that is what it is though.
No, but it's not. Because growing up, they teach you, they tell you, oh, go to school, get good grades, and you'll be successful.
Again.
I was in a company. Me, I had not even graduated at the time. I was in a company auditing people who had PhDs and stamping their form as release them.
So in line with what she said, I see faith different. Like, I see faith as things are always going to be, things could most likely be against, you know.
They
what
may
you
be against
expect.
you, yeah, exactly.
Things are most likely going to be against what you intend them to be.
To be, yes.
But you have what it takes to make them okay for you.
No, but that's your action. But the faith is that whatever is happening according to God's will. That's the faith. If you are going through, if you are going through bad times,
to be that person that speaks over people, right?
Yeah.
That's a lazy way of thinking.
Boom!
What's a lazy way of thinking?
That things will be the way God intended them to be.
Boom!
What do you mean?
No.
Let
I did not say in your thinking. I said if you believe, if you have faith.
Yes.
That's a few
but
steps
So
away
whatever,
from reality.
if you have faith, your Bible tells you that all things work according to God's plan for your good.
Okay, no, wait.
Right?
Yes.
Jesus, no.
Wait.
And I'm
no.
talking about Christians in particular.
Yeah,
Let's not mix it up. Let's not mix it up. I'm talking about
These
something in
motherfuckers had it bad.
that's my
May
point.
I-
But the point is that no matter how bad you have it, the faith, as long as you have faith, the faith is that whatever bad is happening is God's will. Understand that as a Christian, and again, I will not speak for any other religion. As
Do
a
not
Christian,
fear.
you believe that God is
no
omnipresent
matter how
and
bad things
omniscient.
are, I
The
am
life you are
with you.
living now, God already knows the beginning and the end. There's
that
nothing
is-
you can do that changes what is going to happen for you.
Ty,
That
good?
is completely, I'm sorry to say, completely false.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I'll explain why, if you would let me. So here's what we're going to do. You will not interrupt me until I'm done.
Yes.
I will not interrupt you.
Yes. I
I'm-
endorse
I am
that
very
statement.
serious.
I will
Yes.
not interrupt you.
Because
Yes.
we will get passionate and
Yes.
we will get
I would-
emotional.
I'm not passionate
You are
about
not-
this.
I-
Like I just.
What do you mean?
I
not
like to
passionate?
learn.
You should be passionate
No,
about it.
I don't have to be.
It is your understanding
I'm
and your
open, I'm open to
Why
learning.
are you running away from
Titi,
passion?
Titi,
I'm
please
open
go
to,
ahead.
I'm open to learning.
Please go ahead, but
and
he'll
changing my
listen to.
perspective.
All right,
Okay.
she's
Alright.
about to start. Go on.
Now, why I say that's completely false? Do you believe or understand the concept of free will? Yes,
Want me to answer that?
please.
I do.
Okay.
Good.
Now, the God
Yes.
who has a literal, perfect creation running, created free will, right? He gave you free will. Picture a machine, like actually no, a really perfect windmill or whatever you want to call those, like a factory. If now I am belittling to the minutest possible way for an analogy of what God is.
Yes.
An engineer, ridiculously genius,
Mm-hmm.
has created, or engineers actually, they've created a perfectly working factory.
Mm-hmm.
You do this and that gives you that and that gives you that. You don't need to at every point in time to press that to make that work. It's like a computer. Now this is less for this because this is going to be long-winded. It's like a computer. They've always said garbage in, garbage out.
Correct.
You cannot, in that windmill or in that perfect factory, you can't start by trying to create this in a perfect, there's no malfunction, you know, and end up with something else. It's not possible. The engineer who created that factory doesn't have to be involved because he's created what works perfectly. Now, if I want to relate that to the creation of the God that we all agree is perfect and can do no wrong. He's created the biggest machine of all, where you have been given everything that you need to go and make for yourself what you will. Why I say faith is a lazy way of thinking is that even though I have not tried in this life and in the life before and yesterday and whatever, I'm just going to sit and have faith
Faith. That.
that if I'm suffering, it's because he wants me to suffer. It's not because I haven't tried. It's not because
It's his will.
the
He accorded it.
environment that we've created as human beings. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be just my fault because there's also a group
It's delusion.
thingy. It's not because in Nigeria, the problems that we're having is God's will. It's not because as a people, we have refused to be empathic,
It's
to have
a
empathy.
delusion to deny the existence of suffering, or
Is
yeah.
if I'm okay, let me use your example of you being before you finished school and you were auditing people with PhDs. You're looking
Big
at
boy.
it literal by human standards. Because who says that because you've not finished school, you are not on some level meant to be higher than the person who's finished? Why is it the PhD that decides whether they're bigger than you or not?
I mean,
I'm using this as an example.
I know,
You
why
use
are
it
you
as an
using
example.
that?
I'll give you an example about why people
How
don't
are you
deserve
put that?
But that's my
what,
anything,
point.
but like,
What were
That's
they
my
doing?
point.
I think I'll keep quiet.
You-
What were they
use-
doing that you were auditing though? By the way, sorry.
They were
I'm just
working at
asking.
NIMSI, unfortunately for them. But like,
What were they applying for?
no,
It
they
had
were
nothing
working
to-
at NIMSI.
But it had nothing to do with their qualifications, right?
That to do with whether they were necessary to keep working
Eligible
at
for a
NIMSI.
particular role.
No, to just keep working at NIMSI. Like NIMSI was obviously clearly overstaffed at the time. And people had to be let go, people had to be kept on.
Okay.
You see the thing again about intellect and intuition is that when people think the way you've just explained, is that they're seeing things
Interesting.
in a very linear way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if I don't have A, B, I'm not supposed to do D and C. The problem with that,
Well,
I
like
can
Titi.
see you wanting to burst. I am sorry. The problem with that is that you're seeing one. It's like somebody deciding that they understand creation when they've used one microscope.
To look
High
at
five, Titi.
No, and I agree with what you're
So
saying.
my point now
Yeah.
is that any way you want to discern this, any way you want to look at it, we have this much of the picture.
Exactly.
When I say we have this
The
much
more
of the
you
picture,
know, the less you know.
when I say we have this much of the picture,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that the fact that you unfortunately have not developed,
I like that you took off your shades.
Oh yeah, because you had to see that
Yes.
she could see.
you know, sometimes you need
Oh,
to move
yeah.
your shit so you can hear well.
Basically, the more you
What do you
know,
for?
yeah,
No, it's very,
yeah.
I'm for real.
The more you know, the less you realize that you have access to information you have access to. Like,
So you
know
see,
don't
as
know.
when it comes to human beings, like personally, I am convinced we have not developed all of the. I think even science has proven that. But even if we don't want to go to science, we have not developed nearly 10% of what we're capable of. So how can we be sure that, oh my gosh, I have this? It's like when people do the whole a good man.
Good man, bad man.
Why is he getting all the bad things, but he was such a good man?
Yeah.
You have absolutely 10% of an understanding of what went on beyond the power of your eyes.
Yeah.
That's
Even if
true.
I
we
agree
were
with you.
sitting here,
Yeah.
right, and we all witnessed a situation and we all went to describe it,
You wouldn't know the context.
we
Right.
would give, as much as we
detail.
all saw the same thing, we would give very different explanations,
Explanations of what-
right?
yeah.
But
What could
even
have
though
happened.
we saw the same thing, we've given different explanations, or
You're
we've
right.
given slightly different what.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
But at the same time, what we saw was a reaction.
To what happened?
And
To who?
half the time, even that their reaction, some of them don't even fully understand what triggered them. The forces behind the physical is my point.
Yeah.
So when people do the whole, this is ordained by God, without even trying to look within, it's like you really, really think you are that special, that he's concerned about whether you get a job or not. That is trivial.
To God.
That
You
is,
think so,
is it is literally
I think
your
so too. I agree with you.
responsibility,
Yeah.
no? It's your responsibility. You need to decide. Now, why it is not possible for us to say, in my understanding, that the beginning and the end is completely ordained, is that you have the free will. You have the free will to choose, though, but you don't have the free will to determine the consequences of those actions.
So can I explain to you when I said that? Can I explain what I mean?
Please.
Okay. So I agree with you. Human beings have the free will, right? We exist. We're living the life, and we have the will to choose whatever we choose to do. When I say that what you're doing is already set, right? You're not a Christian, so again, that's the thing.
Okay, let me correct.
That's the
let
thing.
me wait. Sorry,
I'm
I'm
no
really
more
sorry.
Christian
Wait,
either.
1 second.
Yeah.
Let me really
So
correct
that's
this
that.
real quick. By saying I'm not a Christian,
Yeah.
I mean that I do not actively practice what the normal man or the general mass
Acknowledges as Christianity
exactly
is.
Oh no, I've been there.
Okay,
I've
cool.
read the Bible. I've read the Quran. I
Great.
understand
Let me ask you a question.
and
So
relate
wait,
to it.
Let me just finish. So like, great. So when I say that, I mean like to God, whatever you're doing, you've already done it to Him.
No.
Why is it to
How do
him?
you
Why
know
is
that?
he
Oh
involved?
no, because
How do you know that?
whether you want to say He's involved or
How
not,
do you know that?
Why-
that's what-
how
because
do you mean?
because
I wonder.
as
How
a
do you know
Christian,
that?
you believe that God is omnipresent and omniscient. He exists in time from the beginning to the end already.
Okay.
He
Yes.
already knows everything that happens.
So let me ask
But it's
you a
not
question.
happened yet.
Why is your
No.
action that significant?
God's understanding of time does not stop at this time that we're at.
Alright, so why is this action that significant to
What
induce
action?
judgment?
What action? I'm not talking about
You just said
judgment.
he's
You're not listening to
omniscient
me.
and
You're not listening to
everything,
me.
right? Okay.
I'm not talking about judgment. I'm talking
Okay.
about God's perception
Okay.
of time.
Okay.
Right? I don't know how to
Okay.
use it. Like
Okay.
who the guy in Marvel, the
Okay. No. God's
Doctor
perception
Strange.
of time.
not
go
Doctor
on.
Strange, the other
Perception of time. Go
his
on.
perception of time does not
Time
does
is
not, does not
is
exist
our
in
concept.
our own.
Absolutely.
Exactly. God has already experienced this time we're in now. He has already experienced it from the beginning of time.
Good.
As Christians understand it.
Fine.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Brilliant.
So what you are doing now, he already knows that you have done it. So if you are doing that thing, you are always meant to do it. Now, as a human being, hold on. As a human being, you don't know that, which is where free will comes in. Because you don't know that, you still have the right, you still have the ability to choose what to do at every certain time.
Okay.
But then that
But
takes
to God, you've already chosen that thing.
No.
Now, I'll use an example. I'll use an example of Hezekiah in the Bible. Hezekiah was a king. He was a young king. He was a great king. And he reached a point, the prophet came to him and said, you're going to die and your reign is going to end. And Hezekiah said, oh no, I don't want my reign to end. I want to live on, go back to God, beg him to keep me alive. And God agreed. Now, to some people, Hezekiah changed his destiny.
No, he didn't.
To me, exactly, he did not. He was always going to do that, and God was always going to agree because
No.
God. Hold on now. Let
No.
me finish. Because God could have said, "No, Hezekiah.
No.
Let me finish."
Go on.
Because God could have said, "No, Hezekiah, you are going to die at this time, and that will be the end, and you had a good reign." But God said, "No, I'll extend your reign." And he extended his reign, and it was bad.
No.
What do you
So-
mean? Why are you saying no? I don't
This
know.
is
It
what
was
I'm
not
saying,
bad
yeah.
according to the Bible.
Yes, it was according
Good.
to the Bible.
So for me, to me that believes that God already knows the end from the beginning and believes in faith. As a Christian, again, I keep saying, as a Christian,
Has
as a
nothing to
Christian,
do
you
with
must believe.
Christianity.
What?
Has nothing to do with Christianity. Let me tell you why I said no.
Well, it may not have anything to do with Christian, but I'm talking as a Christian. Those are part of the tenets that you believe that God already knows what is going to happen. So if God knew that,
Not will, what could happen?
not could. God does
Could.
not know things based on probability.
Could.
God,
I'll tell you.
you know things based.
No,
Peter, listen to
hold
me.
up.
Peter, listen to me.
Hold up. We're speaking from a point of perspective. So from my perspective, it's cool.
No, but listen for your perspective.
From his perspective,
Oh my God.
from that perspective, it is.
You
has,
see how I
can,
kept
and will.
quiet since when you guys were talking. We're not speaking from your perspective. I'm talking about God's perspective.
You're not listening.
Talk.
So from that perspective,
From what perspective?
I don't know whether God is a he's or has or if there's
From
even
what
gender.
From what
But from that perspective,
which perspective?
God's perspective.
Okay.
Right? Everything is feasible to happen or not happen. It's probability.
From
Yeah?
God's perspective.
Benny.
Not as a Christian.
I don't know. Maybe you know.
Not
what,
as a Christian.
You know what the definitions of Christianity is. I'm not a Christian. Sorry. Jesus was not a Christian, so I don't have to be Christian.
What did I start this conversation?
But what I'm saying to you is this, right? What I'm saying to you is this, is that from that perspective, any and everything can possibly happen, and it's down to choice, yeah, to steer it to one option or the other.
That's from a that's from a personal perspective.
Okay.
Yes, and I said that already.
Okay.
Because you don't know the end.
Yes.
Everything you are doing
Yes.
is based on your choice.
Yes.
And that's I said that already. But from God's perspective, God already knows the things that you are going to do. Because God does not exist. God does not exist in time as you do. He already knows what has
Outside
happened.
time. Yeah.
Exactly. He already knows what has happened
No.
before.
No. See, so that is.
So when they tell you in the Bible that
hang on. So you say he has already known what has happened. That is one out of an infinite number of things
God is not Doctor Strange. There's no infinite.
Tare,
There's no change.
There is.
No, not for God.
Tare,
not as a Christian for God.
There is.
Oh my God.
There are infinite possibilities.
For you as a human, yes.
For everyone, it's time.
God is not you.
Oh my God.
God has already seen the end from the beginning.
You just said, you just pointed out certain things that outside time. So outside, you look and there's a plethora, there's like a spectrum of possibilities, just like
not for God.
Just like colors.
Not for
God. My God.
That's what I'm telling you. You as a human, you may pull yourself out and see, okay, in this situation, I can decide A, B, C, D, E. But for God, who has already seen your end from the beginning, he knows what you are going to choose. He knew that Hezekiah was going to ask for an extension of life.
He could possibly.
And he knew that he was going to agree to that. Because God could have said, no, Hezekiah, I'm not going to give you an extension, and you will die now, and your reign will end. But he already knew what was going to happen.
In time, you understand what life is. No problem. You're right.
This is not about understanding what life is. I can understand what life is as a human being, but I'm not God. And that's why I said, as a Christian, what you understand how God exists is not in the same plane as what I understand. But yes, Titi, you want to say something?
It's too much. True.
No, it's exactly why I don't engage.
Me too.
Because you said something about how infinite possibilities is not possible for God.
Yes.
But isn't he infinity in himself? If we were to go by what we think we understand.
He's infinity.
How can you say, I'm so sorry. I promise you, I do not want to really engage in this. Right now, we can, outside, but I feel like, we're going to lengthen.
No, but you're looking at
I guess we can cut this out, right? This is for us. But let's be honest.
Oh, I'm not going
You've essentially said that you've given him limits.
Boom.
I've not given him any limits.
That's literally what you just said.
No.
You don't even understand what you're saying.
You just
That's
said
what it means.
That
I've not given
it's
any
not
limits.
possible for him to have infinite possibilities. But we have a Netflix show that the end is dependent on your choices.
Boom.
We have a human.
What's that show?
We have Black Mirror, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We have wait. I'm sorry. Please wait. Please.
Let her finish.
That's you.
Let her finish.
That is you.
I want to hear that.
That is you.
It's going to mountain.
Trying to insinuate that we are like God.
So we are less than him. So if we can create something with so many intricate parts where there is no clear end
goal
except depending on what you pick. If we, that are the smallest of the small, can do that,
Great stuff.
how do you now think that where he's concerned, there's only a linear path?
Because that's what I'm told by.
No, but that's
By
what.
Bible.
That's
Nothing
what.
like linear
no,
path.
wait.
That's what I'm told
no,
by my
no,
Bible.
wait. That's okay. That's you do see.
That's what I'm told by.
This is not a.
That's what I'm told by the religion that
you follow.
Exactly.
Now,
And that's why I said. That's why I gave everything context to what I was saying.
You know earlier when we
as
started-
a Christian. That's why I give everything context as a Christian.
it doesn't matter if you say as a
Now, if
Christian.
you
Also,
believe
me
that-
as a Boko Haram person.
That's fine.
This is what I.
That is fine.
No,
and,
no,
and
no.
If you're arguing,
Christian means as a follower of
no,
Christ.
if you're arguing on a different plane other
I'm
than
not.
Christianity,
But
I
you
would agree
see,
with you.
But you see, that's not my. I am not. I am arguing. Actually, no, I'm not arguing. I am making a point
Yes.
as a human being, citing your beliefs and citing my understanding and citing the truth.
So
Wait.
you said you
no.
studied. You said you studied.
Captain Awesome, will you wait?
Wait, but you said
no,
you
I
said-
will not do.
You said you studied Christianity
if you do not,
and Islam, right?
No, do not ask me a question when I'm trying to make a point. Now, if we're having this conversation and you're saying that this is what you're saying because that's what you've been told. This is not a direct jab at you. That's the meaning. That's the reason I said that whole understanding we have of faith is lazy. Because we take what we've been told. We don't examine it.
Monkey see,
We
monkey
don't-
do.
We don't
Appraise
check it on
Garbage in,
reality.
garbage out.
We don't take it apart and experience it for
Appraise
ourselves. We take it,
Adopt it.
we believe it, and we run with it.
Monkeys.
Yes.
Because
Soldiers.
your
Dummies.
answer, and I promise you can leave it, that's up to you, but this is genuinely between you and I. Your answer, it doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be in 5, 10 years. I hope that another time when you're having a conversation that you really believe in, and when somebody asks you, when you're trying to back that up, your answer should be in your experience. It cannot
Boom.
be in what someone has told you.
Ooh, la
It
la
cannot,
la.
no, please. It cannot be, or it should not be,
It's
in
about
what
you.
you've read. You realize,
your reality.
You realize that the Bible is a guide by men who walked the earth before
Stories.
you. They put
Written.
down what they saw, what they experienced, so that it
Yes.
would not be lost.
Some were lies.
It does not mean that there are no.
Some were edits.
You realize that
Creative
Mark,
edits.
John, Peter, they will write about the same
Same thing, in a
experiences
different way.
and
Creative
in different.
edits.
Yes.
So how can you take what is literally a recollection of a human being
Creative
that makes
edits.
mistake
So-
Exaggeration
as
included.
absolute
So
truth?
So I agree with everything you just said.
Misconception.
On my own, I believe that the God that I believe
Have
in.
you experienced it?
Hold on. Well, I don't know what you by experience it because there are some things that you cannot experience till you get to the end.
Have
But
you
it's
been
a
to the end?
continuous.
Exactly. So that's what
And
I'm
so
telling-
far
so
in
that-
your
so that-
experience,
that's-
you believe that
that's what I'm trying to-
Christ is straight.
That's what I'm trying to
arrow.
explain to you. At the end of the day, I believe that the God that I serve knows everything from beginning to end.
That he can see all of it, that he is present in all of it, does not mean when you say knows
If he-
everything from beginning
if
to
he-
end, you are
if he has-
literally making it
No.
sound like
Yes.
it is A or is nothing at all.
Oh, we're done. Oh, the tape was about to go.
Can you close it? I still want to have this. Actually, I don't want to have this conversation.
Is there any way we can close the show?
It's off completely.
The tape is done. she
Completely.
said. We've used all the tape, Abby.
Let me round up. Sorry, we've gone way above our time.
We need to be in touch for real, because you're a fucking real one, Jesus.
Amen.
You know, this is what I'm saying. Like,
What I'm trying to tell you, like, everyone had. Okay, let's just round up. Guys,
So
thanks,
how did
thanks-
you know is she
Thanks
recording?
for discharging with us.
Ha.
I don't even.
This was definitely an accidental discharge because on a normal day I will not be having this conversation.
See?
But you did.
But I did.
Shout out to you.
On a normal day I would not be fucking that nigga, but I did.
Music, what? You don't do what?
What? You say what?
Music executive.
You try yourself. I
They
will
call me
sue
Pete.
you.
Please,
out.
Titi, where can they find you on the internet? If they need to, do you want them to find you? No, she won't be found.
She wants to be hidden.
Don't worry, we'll tag her in the post
content.
that will come out.
Part of my
Follow
talk.
us on.
This is Dundam Mifflin. My name is Pam.
Dundam what?
Dundam Mifflin. This is Pam.
Please remember to subscribe, like, and click the alert. ACDI show as usual.